So now that you know how to save a model to your Roblox account that you can then use later and edit later, I wanted to show you an easy way to keep your workflow organized with models so that you don't have too many models in your inventory. So what I'm going to show you is how to overwrite an existing model. So let's say I was working on this model here, the pillar. And I have it saved in my inventory, so again, I can drag it into my workspace and have it ready to go. But let's say I want to edit the model and change it a little bit. Let's say I want to change the color of the top sphere. So what I'm going to do, in order to do that, I need to go back to model and I'll need to separate these so that I can change the color. And so now I have the sphere on the top selected, and I'm going to go down to color and the brick color, and we'll find it here. And let's say I want to change, oh, this is changing the entire thing. So that's because I have both parts selected. So I want to have just the top one selected. So I'll undo that for a second. So make sure you have just the top part selected. And now I can change the color, and I'm going to change it to maybe a red. Perfect. So now I have this together. Make sure to make a model, I'm going to have to click Union again. So I went up to Model, clicked Union. Now it's a model. Now, but this is different than the model I have saved in my inventory. Instead of saving this as a separate model, what you're going to want to do is overwrite your existing model. So in order to do that, you go over to the right-hand side. You see this is called Union. And so right now what I'm going to call this is, let's call it Pillar 2. And I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to save to Roblox. But when I get to this screen, I want to show you on the bottom left-hand side of this screen, it says overwrite an existing part. So this is what you're going to do, because this is just an upgrade to your other part. Now, if you want to keep the other one, you can. I would recommend saving them as like version 1, version 2, version 3, that kind of thing, so it's easy to organize later. So now I have it here. I clicked on save as, or overwrite existing asset, and then I'm going to look for the library. Of course, it's my library here, and I've got 2 that I've saved before. So here's the pillar for the demo game. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to click on submit. Now this is going to overwrite the existing model. So I will not have access to the model I had before. And so now I'll close this out. And now you see if I go to my toolbox on the left-hand side, and I take that model and I pull it in, you see now it has a red on it. It takes a little while for the little logo to update on the left-hand side. And then the same thing if I go to my Roblox account, if I were to refresh this page, I have the pillar for the demo game, and I just have 1 there. If I would have saved it as a model again, I would have had 2 of similar models here, and there's no way that I can find to actually delete models. So it's really important that from the beginning that you think about that ahead of time so that you don't have, too many different models in your account, because you won't be able to delete them later. You can archive them, but that's not the same thing. That's just something to keep in mind as you're creating models and putting them in the games in Roblox. I wanted to create a lesson just for this so that you can see how to overwrite an existing asset or existing model that will help you in your games. So your action item for today is to go ahead and update the pillars into a different model, and then go ahead and save it and overwrite the existing model if you want to do that. You could also save it as a version 2, just rename it something like V2 or demonstration 2 or something like that. So I thank you, and I'll see you in the next lesson.